Okay, so the reason why you want to evaluate either the program that you put together or your client is so that you can improve on your program, and because you only have a certain amount of resources or time, either resources in terms of time or money, and so you want to make sure that what you're doing is the most effective and the most beneficial to your client and to your personal business of the personal training business. So that's why it's important. And
How would you evaluate your client?
so with the client, you're going to make goals, and we talk about that in the blog, making goals. So after you've made your goals, then the way that you evaluate the client is that you see where they are in terms of reaching those goals, and if they're anywhere lower than 90% of their goal reached, then you want to reassess that goal, and you want to see one of two things. Either you need to make up a new goal that's more realistic for your client, or you want to change the way the client's going about reaching that goal. So, change up the training that you're doing, or the time, or whatever it might be. You just need to look at what's going on with the client and how they're doing and why they're not reaching that goal, or you need to change the goal so that's more realistic. With the evaluation of the facilitator or yourself, the personal trainer, you can do that in a couple different ways. The best way to do that is to use information or data outside of your own personal opinion. So, because it could be biased, like your personal opinion could be biased. So you want to, it's a good idea to use the client. So you can, in the blog that we have, there are actually like forms that the client can fill out in terms of what they think is most important in the personal training that they're receiving. And there's some questions on like what they value the most, and then you can see how you're doing in terms of if you're reaching those goals that the client kind of has for you. Because if you evaluate yourself, then it's biased, and you don't always know like the experience that your client's having, and that's the most important, is their experience. Well, the program would be you, essentially.
Okay.
What you're doing, but you can see, for example, if you are using your resources or your client's resources to go really deep into the mountains, and you can use those same resources in a better way, a more effective way, something that benefits the client more, then that would be an evaluation of the program. Okay, so with the client evaluation of you as the facilitator or as the personal trainer, we have a form on the blog, and you can have your client fill this out before you start with the personal training so that you know what's most important to them and what they expect out of the training. And then when you evaluate yourself, or they evaluate you, you can use that as more grounded information rather than just using your opinion. So yeah, check that out on our blog.